Well, we're starting our first lesson this week from a new quarterly on education. If you don't have a quarterly like this, they're online, so look for them. Today we're talking about intrusion, or as I called it yesterday, a home invasion. Having been a school teacher myself, I recognize the kind of joy there is in getting ready for the school year. These same feelings must have been the experience of our Creator in setting up that first school back there in the Garden of Eden. He thoughtfully planned where each tree and flowering shrub would go for the most dazzling effect when his excited students arrived. He instructed them in ways that would keep the garden fresh and lovely for an eternity, and gently outlined the one restriction that was placed on their behavior. Yes, a wise teacher knows that the less rules there are, the more likely they will be kept. So their only requirement was to not eat the fruit of one forbidden tree in the garden. The consequences of breaking that rule were also brought to their attention. Eating of it would cause their death. And even though Adam and Eve had little idea what death meant, because everything in the world was meant to last forever, they were still told the seriousness of the punishment if they chose to ignore this one and only rule placed on them. Why did they choose to listen to the intruder? Why did they allow themselves to be so deceived by the serpent? I encourage you to read Genesis 1 and 2 and the first 6 verses of chapter 3 today as we look further into these questions that have plagued mankind for generations. Perhaps the biggest question most people have asked is, was God fair in his dealings with our first parents? How has he shown his love since this unfortunate turn of events took place? And how should we respond to his instructions now? Can we trust God today? Or will we be further driven away from his offer of redemption? Tomorrow we'll explore how Adam and Eve missed the message and misjudged God's character, something we clearly want to avoid as we further our education in God's school. So I'll see you then tomorrow, both on Facebook and on YouTube.